Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us this afternoon in our An Afternoon with Alia. Today we do have Alia sharing with us the sensory stimulation technique, right? So Alia, let's turn on your video and look at your sharing.
Hi.
Yeah. So you want to introduce to us what is sensory stimulation techniques that you talk about?
Yeah. So today we talk about sensory stimulation technique. Before we start, previous session I already uh share about sensory, what types of the sensory, how many of sensories we have in our body. So today we do the sensory stimulation technique, how to reduce or how to increase the sensory input for our children. So sensory is, we have 7 types of sensory, which is we have tactile, vestibular, proprioception, auditory, visual, and what else? Taste, and also olfactory. So today we talk about sensory stimulation technique more on tactile and also proprioception, which is we have brushing, joint compression, and deep touch pressure technique. So,
Right. Okay. So all these are more towards their sensory, like their touch, like you said,
yes,
tactile. Proprioception is because of the joints. Is
yes,
that
how the child
ah,
aware with their joint. So
okay,
more on
okay,
that kind of technique for parents can do at home with their children.
right,
So this technique usually we use to normalize the sensory input for our children lah. Normally we only hear about brushing or joint compression, but
okay,
actually we have 3 types of the technique. The last one is a deep touch pressure. That
right,
one normally we just give a pressure one lah. So
okay,
before we start, we need to know what is the brushing and what
okay.
is the joint compression, and also what is a deep touch pressure.
Mm,
Brushing is a part of sensory integration or sensory therapy program that we use a brush to normalize the sensory input by provide the stimulation to help the mind, brain, bodies and self-organize on our limbs and back of the body. So
okay,
we have certain types of brush lah kita akan gunakan untuk brushing technique.
right,
Later
right.
on, I can share
Mm,
what type of the brush and how to perform brushing.
okay, okay, can. Then what about joint compression?
Okay, joint compression is a form of proprioception input where we do a compression between the joint. We normally use our limbs, which is hand and our leg lah. So in our hand, we have a shoulder joint, elbow, wrist, and fingers. And for the lower limb, we have hip joint, knee, ankle joint, and also feet, toes. Sorry, toes.
Okay. So does it mean when you talk about joint compression, that means every single part where there's a joint, you will compress them together?
Yes, we compress between each other. It's like we do movement like this one lah. So we do a compression so the child can aware, oh, I have a shoulder joint. Oh, I have the joint at this part like that one.
So is that the reason when you say it's sensory, right? That means like for them to be aware.
Correct. They
So
need
when
to,
they have issues with proprioception, it could be because they are not aware they have a joint.
yes, they are not aware of the joint. So that's why some of the kids we can see they tend to climb or they like suddenly macam jatuhkan diri ke. This because of they want to aware the sensory of joint. Yes.
So they do that because they want to
Feel the
feel the
sensation. Yes.
Okay,
Because
okay, that makes sense.
like us, which is yang dah ada normal sensory input untuk proprioception ni, kita tahu, oh kita nak gerakkan tangan, so kita kena move the hand up. So we know which joint we need to use. But for them yang dia punya sensory input mungkin over responsive ataupun under responsive, they don't know how to initiate, how to start the movement, so they don't feel the movement, so they use some other method like jumping, running and what else, dia akan cuba cara tu untuk dapatkan awareness terhadap dia orang punya joint lah.
Right, right, okay. Now, if you guys are here live with us, do share in the group chat or the live chat. If you have any questions for Alia later on, she's going to demonstrate and teach us how to do brushing, joint compression, and deep
Yes,
deep
but
massage.
if some people yang tak sempat nak watch, maybe boleh watch our video in our Facebook lah.
Yeah. So we will also be uploading the techniques as well on our Facebook page.
Yes.
So in case you missed the session, don't worry, there will be upcoming videos to share with all of you later on. Okay, then how about the last one? Deep pressure massage?
Yeah.
Okay.
We normally tell to parents deep pressure massage, but actually the name is deep touch pressure, where we give a deep pressure on our muscle, which is like firm tactile sensory input for our body to recognize or to feel the sensation of our joint and also our muscle function. So
Okay.
normally we normally give like hug or a firm stroking, rocking, like the squeezing movement or what, banyak teknik yang kita gunakan untuk deep touch pressure ni lah.
So the purpose of deep touch pressure, is it similar to joint compression or is it different?
Yeah, it's similar to the joint compression, but for joint compression it's more focusing on joint.
Okay.
But for deep touch pressure ni, kita banyak fokus pada awareness of the body part ataupun lebih kepada to what we call that, to reduce the sensory input to the pressure touch lah.
Right. So does it mean like when my child is crying, so sometimes some children like to be given a bear hug? Is that one of the ways?
Yes, that's the way lah. Usually we use to reducing the sensory input for them. So we give deep touch pressure yang banyak. Normally kita akan tengok ada we do a blanket for a child or wrapping a child, cuddle, hugging. All of that is
they
the
have
one.
baby swaddle blanket.
Yes.
Yeah,
that is one
a
type
deep touch pressure technique.
Correct. So from there, our children can recognize, oh, they have a muscle, so they're aware they have a muscle where of the joint input, where of the joint that they have, like that. So from so deep touch pressure and joint compression is like almost the same. Cumanya joint compression tu memang dia punya fokus pada joint sahaja.
Okay, understand. So who should be, who should be getting all these techniques? Like, yeah.
So this technique, we normally as an occupational therapy, we suggest to parents lah to perform the technique for a child age of 2 years old until 12 years old. But according to the research, some of the research tell us that brushing technique not suitable much to children more than 9 years old.
Okay.
But it depends.
Why is it not suitable? They don't feel it
because
anymore?
For them, diorang dah kira because diorang dah besar, so dia punya sensory input tu dah tak sesuai untuk gunakan brushing. Tapi it depend on what kind of the child lah. Because kalau budak tu terlalu, macam contohnya budak tu berbadan besar, sensory input menggunakan brushing atau joint compression ni tak membantu untuk mereka. So kita kena gunakan cara yang lain, which is like kaedah kita guna jumping on trampoline ke, use the texture yang macam kena barefoot ke, macam tu.
I see. So size of the children also matters in deciding what technique to use. Okay. But generally, occupational therapists will be able to advise like whether what technique is suitable for which children, right?
Correct. So OT will advise lah either this kind of kid suitable or not to use the brushing technique, and the sensory stimulation technique lah.
Okay, okay, cool.
And
So only brushing has a so-called age in that sense. What about the rest? All until 12 years old?
the rest all currently we don't have or don't see any research that tell can use for how many age of the child, but normally normally we suggest to use the technique for children until 12 years old.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
bila dia orang dah besar, kita banyakkan teknik yang menggunakan peralatan lebih besar lah. So senang
Okay.
untuk budak-budak ni recognize and feel the sensation.
Okay, okay, cool. And let's talk about the kind of children who may need all these three techniques. I know sensory processing disorder, like, you know.
So sometimes we just thinking like sensory processing disorder ni hanya untuk kanak-kanak yang ada diagnosis like autism, ADHD and all that. Tapi sebenarnya SPD ni actually it occur to a child without the diagnosis or without disabilities, which is in world we have 5 to 10% of children without disability yang ada sensory processing disorder. And the rest, like 90%, the children have a disability with this with SPD lah.
Right, right. So for children who are not diagnosed, how then do we know that they actually need this? Because they're not diagnosed, you see. So
so macam mana dia orang tahu yang dia orang ada
the 5-10% that you mentioned,
So basically it's depend on how the child can tolerate with the sensory input. Like some of the child yang actually dia normal tapi pada usia dia 2 tahun atau 3 tahun dia still tak nak pijak tanah, mungkin disebabkan oleh sensory. But dia sebenarnya kanak-kanak yang normal. Development dia semua okay. Cuma dari segi sensory input tu mungkin ada over responsive pada dia. So my suggestion, based on my clinical judgement, normally kita akan tengok kanak-kanak yang dia ada differences a little bit from other children yang sepatutnya dalam range umur 2 tahun ke 3 tahun kan dia ada development milestone. So from that we can know that either the child actually have issue with sensory ataupun memang ada masalah daripada development lah.
Right. So we still go back to developmental checklist to observe whether the children are progressing or developing appropriately.
Betul ke? Ataupun because of the sensory. Like my sister, masa kecil, actually dia normal. Development semua normal. Tapi sampai usia hampir 3 tahun, dia still tak nak pijak tanah. So dia still kena berdukung, sometimes pijak atas kaki orang, dia tak nak pijak tanah.
I see. Then what do you do with your sister?
That one, I bagi a lot of sensory texture yang macam various of texture untuk dia pijak. Kita bagi macam kita ambil beras, kita just gosok kat tapak kaki. So that is one of the sensory stimulation technique.
I see. Interesting. Okay, so we know it's for children 2 years and above, right? Not under 2 years, 2 years and above, up to 12 years old, except for brushing, which probably until 9 and 8, right? The rest of the 2 techniques we can apply to children up to 12. I remember in our conversation we also talked about the frequency of doing all these techniques, right? How frequent should we be applying these techniques for our children?
Okay, so for applying this technique, actually, we suggest to do every 2 hours for the technique, every 2 to 3 hours lah. But it depend. No, sekarang kan parents banyak yang quite busy with their works and other activity yang lain. So kita boleh juga buat apply the technique at least 3 times per day, which is like morning, tengah hari dan juga sebelum tidur.
So it doesn't mean that the timing must be like every 2 hours must do, every 2 hours must do lah. It's ideally every 2 hours, but at least once, 3 times a day
3 times a day.
if possible.
Still
Yeah.
okay, but kalau juga tak boleh, at least 1 time per day lah. At least they can get the input lah. That is the worst part lah. Kalau betul-betul dah tak boleh langsung lah. Because this sensory input, the children need to, the parents need to apply to children because at least your children can get an optimal input. So that's why we suggest to do the technique every 2 or 3 hours like that.
Right. So so other than parents, like if your child is
Maybe
actually
they
being
have a
taken care
carer.
of by someone else, they can also do all of this
Yes.
brushing or joint compression
Correct.
or pressure. Wait,
Even
deep
teacher pun boleh. Deep touch pressure.
Deep touch pressure.
Touch
Oh my God.
pressure.
I'm so used to deep pressure massage. It's actually
Yes.
called deep touch pressure. Okay, I need to add into my list. Okay, so generally, does all these three belong to the same category? Like all these three will tackle on the tactile, the
Proprioception.
and
Yes.
vestibular.
And yep. So to perform this technique, because we as an occupational therapy, usually we suggest parents lah to perform the technique because it is important for the children to get an optimal sensory input. So they can reduce the tactile defensiveness because some of the children, they have a tactile defensiveness, which is like actually bila dia nak pakai baju, contohnya paling simple dia nak pakai baju. Sepatutnya kanak-kanak normal dia tak kisah pun untuk pakai baju tu. But certain types of children yang memang ada SPD, dia tak suka untuk pakai baju. Dia lebih selesa tanpa berbaju. So maybe because of the tactile defensiveness menyebabkan dia orang tak nak pakai baju. That is the reason lah. Biasanya yang kita akan explain.
Okay. So now another clue for parents: if your child don't want to wear shirt all the time.
Yes.
That's a sign, a red flag as well, that it is actually tactile defensive.
Because even pada cuaca yang normal pun sometimes certain budak tak nak pakai baju. Kita kalau cuaca tu terlalu panas, kita faham lah mungkin sebab panas. But in a normal condition, kalau dia tak nak pakai baju, mungkin ada disebabkan benda lain lah.
Okay. So the one that you said your sister don't want to pijat tanah tu is also tactile defensiveness?
Yes, that one is like tactile defensiveness. So the defend dia from touch the sand.
Okay. So they are defending from certain feeling that they are getting either from their hand or from their leg or from their body.
Correct.
Okay.
That's mean of tactile defensiveness lah.
Okay.
And sensory stimulation technique also can help your children to increase the ability of paying attention and transition between the daily activity. Because bila diorang dah dapat sensory input tu, so diorang dapat lebih fokus to attend session atau to attend class or doing some activities. And also they can alert and aware to transition in daily activity. Contohnya macam daripada nak masuk rumah, lepas tu dia nak kena keluar pergi jalan. So bila dia ada sensory input yang normal sensory input, so dia akan membantu budak tu lebih fokus dan alert dengan the situation lah.
Could it be because they are no longer seeking for that input and therefore they pay attention to something else?
Yes, correct. So bila dia seeking, buatkan dia tak dapat nak fokus. Sebab tu dia try doing something else like fidgeting ke, rocking body, something like that one.
Okay. So in a way that if they are not seeking for that sensory input, then they can then pay attention to whatever that you want them to focus on. Okay, cool. What else? What are the other benefits of doing all of these things for our children?
This technique also can help the children to increase the self-regulation, develop body awareness and body in space, which is like dia tahu where is their hand, where is their feet, body and all. So from the brushing, they know the joint move, which joint move, like that. Other than that, the technique also can help to calming and regulating your child emotion. Like if you see some of children maybe have the throw a tantrum atau try to find something yang diorang nak tapi diorang tak dapat. So that one that one macam dia try untuk dapatkan sense of tactile or sense of join. So kita buatkan aktiviti teknik seperti ini dapat bantu diorang untuk kurangkan diorang punya fidgeting, diorang punya repetitive behavior.
Right. So because they are more settled, can I use that
Yes,
word? They are
not
more
settled.
in that sense that the whatever that the body is feeling is like
Yes.
full tank, you know,
Yes.
and therefore it's easier for me to manage all these other emotions that come in.
Correct. So diorang macam bila diorang tak dapat benda tu, diorang try seeking. So that's why pentingnya we do the sensory stimulation technique, especially untuk children yang usia in a golden age like 2 to 5 years old. This is a golden age to encourage them to have a more sensory input.
Okay, cool. All right. I know with all of this, then it's easier for them to manage themselves. So, okay. And I believe it is actually a built up over time, right? It's
Yes.
not to say that today I do, immediately I will be able to see results.
Correct. So actually we need time a little bit, but sometimes based on my clinical observation also, I can see that a child sebenarnya dia dah lama dah buat brushing ni, tapi mungkin disebabkan optimal input tu dia tak dapat sepenuhnya, so dia still lagi seeking for the sensory. So from that, maybe terapis tu perlukan ada cara yang lain untuk tackle sensory input the child.
Okay, cool. But I believe these are the most basic, these three are the most basic that anyone can use in a way. So even for a typical child, you can actually try it on them and see whether
even for the babies yang macam baru setahun dua, so kita nak bagi dia aware pun kita boleh try this technique juga.
Serious? I thought you said 2 and above.
Yes, 2 and above biasanya kita akan bagi pada yang ada SPD lah. So because SPD need a diagnosis from doctors kan. So biasanya doktor akan diagnose selepas usia 2 tahun. So untuk kita encourage ataupun enhance the child punya sensory input, so kita boleh try to do the technique for our babies like that.
Right. Okay, cool. Right, so are you going to show us the techniques? I think a lot of people are looking forward.
Okay, so before I start to show the technique, I want to introduce first the types of brushes that we can use, because some of parents are macam tanya-tanya lah what kind of types yang kita boleh gunakan, types of brush yang kita boleh gunakan. Okay. So the first types of the brush,
let me share the screen.
Yang very recommended to use lah biasanya is Terra pressure brush. Can you show the picture first?
Wait, let me retrieve.
Okay, so this is a Terra pressure brush. Why it is recommended? It because dia punya bentuk untuk pegang tu sangat sesuai dengan kita punya tapak tangan. So bila kita pegang macam ni, so bila kita letak dekat tapak tangan kita, dia punya melengkung tu sangat sesuai. So dia tak mudah nak jatuh dan dia sangat practical untuk kita buat brushing teknik lah. And dia punya brush pun tak terlalu tajam dan juga tak terlalu lembut lah. So memang practical untuk buat brushing teknik.
Okay.
The second brush is a corn brush. We have two types of corn brush. Okay, we have two types. Yang biasa kita jumpa yang ada yang belah kiri itulah yang ada sponge and juga brush. Biasa kita jumpa yang ini harga dia lebih murah berbanding Terra Pressure brush. Kalau kita cari dekat Shopee lah. So yang ini dia punya brush tu quite soft a little bit compared to Terra Pressure brush, but dia ada dua texture lah. For yang another one is a yang corn brush yang biasa kita jumpa macam untuk basuh baju
Yeah,
biasanya
exactly.
kita jumpa kan macam
That looks like
cuma
basuh
yang
baju.
cuma yang itu macam terlalu tajam, so mungkin kita boleh cari yang quite soft a little bit dia punya texture lah. So that's
So technically we can use any brush. We just need to make sure that the brush tu tak
kecuali brush dawai lah. Jangan guna
okay.
brush dawai.
Okay.
Because brush dawai akan buatkan kulit our children luka.
Right. You scratch on. So we need to make sure the brush itself is soft enough. Toothbrush?
Toothbrush also can.
Okay.
Tapi biasanya kita akan bagi pada kanak-kanak yang kecil lah. Macam contohnya baby skirt yang usia 2 tahun tapi saiz dia kecil. So toothbrush can use.
Okay.
And another one brush you can use is oval brush, which is like sikat lah. Macam sikat rambut yang oval punya bentuk.
So any sikat rambut can?
Bukan sikat rambut yang ada yang tajam-tajam punya tu lah. Yang ini yang ada bulu-bulu punya. So dia macam lebih soft to use. Macam brushing punya.
Okay.
So basically dia ada pelbagai jenis. Cumanya yang recommended use adalah yang Terra Pressure brush lah.
Right. Okay. So that's the recommended one.
Yes. So kita pergi untuk teknik untuk brushing.
Okay.
Wait, I need to count. Okay, so for brushing, we normally start from the shoulder to the tips of the finger. So we take a brush. So I just halfway lah because the camera kecil kan. So halfway.
So it's technically from shoulder all the way to the
tips of finger.
Okay.
So dia punya movement dia like from up to up, down, up, or we have another one more. Down, up, down.
So they need to do both?
No, choose one only. We have two techniques. The first one from up, down to up. And the second one from down, up and down. So same lah dekat shoulder. So this one is up and the tip of finger is down. So from here.
So down and then up.
Down, up,
and then
down.
Do we turn the arm around and do that also?
Yes, we will turn around because cannot do 10 kali tu tak boleh repeat pada satu tempat. Dia punya
so one hand like we go up, down, up, and then we kind of turn a bit.
Then turn a little bit up, down, up, two. So turn around until like semualah daripada palm side, dorsal and all of this the side. Same at the feet also same. That one is quite difficult to show, so can see in the video. Later on we'll share the video in Facebook lah.
Right. The leg part, where do we start? From the hip?
The leg we start from the hip to our feet, our toes lah.
So technically the child either lie down or we stand up and then we do that up.
Not stand up, sit.
Sit.
We have to position either lie down or sit. So normally we do in a lying down lah. Is more comfortable for the child and more practical for us to do lah.
Okay, so same thing, up, down, up, and then we
same
kind of
thing,
turn
up
a little
from
bit
hip,
and
down. Yes, it's the same one. We do repetition 10 times for each of the area. So the child can feel, and we also can see which part of the area which part of the area tu kita boleh tengok kanak-kanak tu akan avoid. Normally we can see in the inner part.
Okay, yeah. Because ticklish mah.
Yes. So inner part kita akan nampak dia akan try to avoid and try to pull back their leg ke tangan macam tu.
But when we do this up, down, up, the brushing, right? Do we do on, okay, because it is lying down on the leg, assuming the child lies down, this is the hip, this is the feet.
Yes.
So we do this way.
Yes.
Or we do all the way to the toe and then all the way up.
Normally I will do from the hip to the toes. So
also to the toes.
naik.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
And after complete all the brushing motion, we can do fast brush, which is move fast like this one at the palm, over the palm, and also the sole, because we want to give the sensory input like this one. So we just do
again 10 times
like this. Yes, 10 times like this one.
Okay, so all over the hand lah, it's not just palm,
yes.
It's all over the hand. So
all
again,
over the hand.
times.
And also the feet lah, dekat sole semua tu.
This one need up, down, up or not?
No need. That one is normally we just out, go out from there.
Okay.
So they can get it.
All right.
So for the sensory technique, the first technique we will do brushing, and the second one we will do joint compression technique, which is this one I need to show the video lah, because it's quite difficult to show.
Yeah.
To demonstrate.
So when we do this, it must come all together. So I must do brushing, must do joint compression, and must do deep touch pressure.
For deep touch pressure is optional. It's depend. Some of the kids maybe need deep touch pressure, but some of the kids don't need deep touch pressure. But for brushing and joint compression is wajib.
Together. So you must do. So I cannot say, oh, morning I do brushing, night I do joint compression. Cannot.
Yeah, cannot do like that one actually. So you need to do both in the same time.
Okay.
So biasanya kalau buat dua-dua ni, kalau buat dua-dua aktiviti ni, kita akan ambil masa 3 hingga 5 minit sehari. Bukan sehari sekali.
Okay, then
so it's a short time. So that's why we suggest to parent lah untuk buat.
Okay, cool. So you want me to share the video now?
Yes, boleh.
Okay. Let me retrieve the video. I play, yeah. This is the first one.
So this is for the shoulder area. So kita kena pegang dekat punya shoulder, dan kita akan compress yang bahagian lower part of the arm tu lah, upper part of the arm tu. So kita pegang shoulder dan kita pegang yang tepi tu, so kita compress dua-dua. Normally one hand to stabilize and another one to compress lah.
So that do we compress like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
Yes. Kita kena buat macam tu, tapi kena cepat lah. Dia tak boleh 1, 2, 3, tak boleh. Dia kena 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 macam tu. Kira one complete one lah.
So for this part, your shoulder area, I do not know what you call it. So this 10 times.
Yes. Shoulder, we have the shoulder, then we have the elbow part and the wrist part. Sorry, miss, you mute. Okay, this how to do yang untuk elbow part. So one hand we set stabilize at here, another one we hold here lah, dekat kita punya forearm tu. So we compress
1,
together.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yes.
So one time saja lah. So one time shoulder, one time elbow.
One time saja. Kita repeat 10, kira 1 sampai 10, count 1 to 10. So one time.
Okay. So this is the elbow one. Wait.
And next for the wrist part, wrist, okay.
Okay, wrist.
Wait, kena tunggu. Okay, untuk yang wrist part ni, we suggested to use like macam kita salam the child lah. So pegang macam ni. So it's more easier macam dalam video ni lah kita salam tangan dia dan kita compress together.
Okay, okay. And then I think there's one more which is near the hand, right?
Yes, dekat tangan kita ada lagi satu, which dekat fingers. Okay, yang fingers ni akan ada banyak joint sebenarnya. Sebab kita ada, dekat ibu jari kita ada dua joint, IP and MCP. So one hole here and one hole here is one. Another one we need to hold here and this side.
Okay, okay. So there's two here, then this one got three.
Ya,
So I have to do
dah
three.
ada rest kita ada tiga lah. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
But
So
cara
again,
untuk pegang dia tu sama je.
okay. And same thing lah, every single joint 10 times.
Yes, every single time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 like that one.
Okay, okay, cool. Okay.
So
those of
same
you-
goes.
Sorry, if you're here, if you want to seek clarification from Alia, you better ask question in the live chat.
Yes.
Otherwise, you can always comment later on if you watch our live later.
Yes.
And Alia will come back to you. Okay, so this is joint
Compression. So untuk yang joint compression dekat kaki, saya akan share dekat dalam video yang ada kat dalam Facebook nantilah.
Okay, okay. What anything to pay attention to when we actually do joint compression?
Yes, we need to pay attention because ada certain area kita tak boleh sentuh. Kita tak boleh buat brushing atau joint compression lah. So the certain area yang we suggested not to do is face, neck, armpit, stomach, groin and also spine area. So bila kita buat brushing kan, sekejap saya guna buku lah untuk tunjuk cara buat brushing. Because buku kita ada tulang buku. So kita ada tulang buku like this one is like our spine.
Yeah.
So kita akan buat W atau N movement atau U movement. So like this one from the shoulder. So kita turun ke bawah macam ni. Where is my camera? Like this one.
I think you need to blur background instead of
Yes.
background.
Okay, so start from here, down and up. This is like this is U movement lah,
Okay.
or V movement. As long kita tak sentuh spine. Kalau N from up, down, sorry, up, down,
Okay.
So dia punya movement N naik turun macam tu.
Okay. Okay.
Kalau
So on one side of the back, then spine we don't touch, then we go on the other
go
side.
another one side. Yes, so akan gerak macam ni lah. Ataupun macam ni, macam ni.
Okay.
Tu
So this is
untuk
for
dekat back of the body lah.
front, we do brushing? We don't do brushing.
No, we don't do front because we have a stomach area, so we don't do that.
So
we just do back.
brushing, we do hands, we do legs, and
Yes,
we do back.
back, correct.
Okay.
So the 3 area we do.
Okay.
And we cannot do yang brushing tu kan ada bahagian armpit tu. So kita tak sentuh sampai hujung. Kita sampai sini je.
Okay.
So because armpit area is a sensitive part. Same goes with the groin area and also the neck. So semua itu adalah sensitive part, kita tak boleh sentuh lah.
Okay. Okay. So that's for brushing now. So brushing we don't touch all those area.
Brushing and joint compression because we have arm and leg only.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. What else do we need to pay attention to when we do all this?
Okay. Another one, we need to give even pressure, which is pressure yang kita bagi tu tak terlalu too much pressure atau not too soft pressure lah. Macam Kita boleh, kalau melalui brushing, kita boleh tengok brushing punya whistle, either dia punya tu dah bengkok ataupun tak. Kalau bengkok, that's mean kita bagi too much pressure. Kita tekan sangat brush tu lah.
Okay, okay. So it's kind of like just brush, as in like not brushing teeth, like
Betul.
we gosok baju
Bukan
or
macam
whatever.
gosoknya. Yang kita sental betul-betul, bukanlah macam tu. Nanti kita punya kulit anak kita pula yang akan luka ke, ada scratch semua tu. So itu bagi event pressure lah untuk dia orang.
Okay. So even when it comes to joint compression,
Yes,
kadang-kadang
also kena
agak-agak-
bagi even agak-agak macam tak terlalu kuat. Macam bila kuat, compression tu kita boleh, bila dia lepaskan tangan tu kita boleh nampak ada kesan tangan kita genggam tu, that's mean kita bagi too much pressure. So nanti dia akan block blood vessel ke, dia akan block benda lain dalam badan tu, so akan ganggu immune atau sistem badan tu lah.
Okay, okay. So that's quite, even pressure is important. So we will avoid certain areas, sensitive area like face, neck, stomach, armpit, groin area.
Yes,
And
correct.
fine. So those are areas to avoid. What else do we need to pay attention?
Also we need to see the direction of brush, because I forget to tell that for brushing technique we have two direction. The first one is in a vertical, which is kalau kita buat vertical ni, kita akan buat on skin. Kalau horizontal, on close.
Huh? That means I wear shirt and on the collar. What? Or
Kalau
I put
macam,
a towel, then
no, bukan towel.
the
Kalau
dress?
kan ada, dia akan pakai baju lengan panjang. So kalau kita pakai baju lengan panjang ataupun dekat atas seluar, kita buat dalam keadaan horizontal.
So what's the difference? Sorry,
Actually it's not
and
that have a difference, cumanya lebih mudah kalau macam horizontal movement. So I terbalik. Vertical in close, because vertical yang straight line macam ni. So kalau kita buat, terganggu pula. So kalau kita buat yang macam ni, dekat atas baju, lebih senang untuk dia follow baju lah. Tapi kalau horizontal kan macam ni, vertical macam ni, so dia akan tertarik sekali pakaian kita.
Oh.
So bila atas skin kita buat vertical movement, yang brush tu dalam bentuk vertical. I mean brush punya position lah, bukan kita punya movement.
Oh, okay, sorry. So it's the cara we hold the brush.
Yes.
Okay, so horizontal.
The brush tu,
horizontal,
dia
vertical.
macam ni.
Horizontal. Yeah,
This
horizontal.
Horizontal.
Okay.
So this one yang kalau macam ni atas skin,
Okay.
kalau menegak macam ni atas baju.
Okay.
Because bila kita buat macam ni atas baju, yang tegak ni atas baju, bila kita gerakkan pakaian tu akan bergerak sekali. Macam kita sental baju kan, in a one way macam tu. So dia lebih mudah berbanding vertical punya brush macam tu lah.
Okay.
So kita kena check dia punya direction tu lah.
Okay.
And also kena check kalau ada redness ataupun lebam ke, scratchy. So maybe because kita bagi too much pressure atau too much brush pada kita punya children lah.
So but let's say, some children, they got scar, they have wound. Do we avoid those areas as well?
Oh yes, yang tu kena avoid untuk brushing technique, because kita tak nak worsekan lagi dia punya luka tu. So kita kena avoid lah masa buat brushing, because brushing mungkin boleh menyebabkan dia punya luka tu lagi worse kan. So the suggestion is not to do that one for time, macam certain time tu kita tak payah buat dulu, bagi luka tu baik baru kita buat.
Okay. Alright, so actually at 3:45, we have 15 minutes more. We don't have questions so far on the live chat. What else do you want? What about deep touch pressure?
Deep touch pressure ni dia kita banyak buat macam more compression technique. Oh, I forget to show how to do the deep touch pressure. Normally I just give to the children like pressure macam like this one is my children, so I just give a pressure like this.
Oh,
For the
so you kind
background.
of like squeeze them.
Yes, like the squeeze one. So at least they can feel the sensation lah, so feel the sensory input.
Okay, so that is deep touch.
So biasanya kita akan buat macam ni lah. Just press, sorry. Press
Yes, correct.
So press dia punya tangan macam ni dan kaki.
Okay.
Untuk dia punya tengah-tengah tu kita boleh buat macam ni.
Okay.
So daripada situ kita boleh macam bagi deep touch pressure lah. Selain daripada kita gunakan blanket ke, kita gunakan swing ke apa ataupun bukan swing, blanket apa tadi, wrapping.
Okay.
Selain daripada macam tu, kita bagi yang pressure yang tekan macam ni lah untuk kita punya shield.
So if we don't want to do that, we wrap them like that.
Yes.
Okay, we do cocoon. Okay, that's good. You shared about the videos. Have you uploaded some of the videos or not yet? Okay. Alia's line. Okay. Yes, sorry.
Okay,
your
then.
videos. Yeah.
What is the video?
Yeah, the video that earlier on you mentioned, we will upload on the Facebook page.
Yes.
Later on, after we have uploaded on YouTube, so we will just link it over to Facebook page. So for those of you who would like to find out more about the specific techniques, or you're not sure, you can always either rewatch or you get in touch with Alia and find out.
So I can share how to perform the technique too lah. And also maybe need a little bit advice ke ataupun nak tahu lebih lanjut about sensory technique ni, so can try to contact us so I can share something more yang mungkin boleh membantu certain parents lah yang perlukan.
Okay. So earlier on, a quick recap, we recommend at least every 2 hours once. So we will need to do the brushing and joint compression together. Deep touch pressure is optional. So does it mean like as and when a child need it, since it's optional?
It's optional when bila kita rasa budak tu like a certain child, dia akan ada over responsive towards brushing and also towards the joint compression, so we try to suggest deep pressure together. Kalau they can tolerate a little bit with the brushing ke joint compression, so no need to do yang deep pressure tu lah.
Okay, assuming you have a typical child, then you do a brushing and then you do joint compression, and then what could possibly go wrong? Like the child reaction, like what could possibly go wrong? They giggle non-stop, like because they got too much sensory. Is that possible?
Oh, dia boleh jadi a lot of macam respon tu boleh jadi pelbagai lah. Mungkin dia akan start a new behavior, like contohnya start teeth grinding ke, start head banging, something like that. So from that we can stop for a while for the sensory input yang berkaitan tactile ni. So kita try to do another technique yang lain untuk dapatkan sensory input yang dia seek pada masa tu lah. Sebab kalau based on the protocol, actually sensory stimulation technique ni adalah one of the Wheelbagger protocol. So bila kita buat protokol ni, actually we have a timeline. So kalau parents tu dapat buat dalam masa 2 minggu, kita boleh nampak perubahan pada minggu yang ketiga lah.
I see. So when we do that, if child develops other response,
mungkin dia akan develop ada respon atau mungkin juga dia akan reducing dia punya behavior yang dia mencari tu. So for initial one, kita try untuk bagi input ni every 2 hour for 2 weeks. And after
Okay.
2 weeks, we
Adjust.
we assess again, check either the sensory input we have reducing or ataupun dia dah develop new behavior ke.
I see. Okay, okay. It's not to say that you will use this throughout the whole life, not necessarily.
Yeah. Some of the child mungkin tak perlukan teknik ni seumur hidup pun. Mungkin a certain timeline, then after that kita boleh adjust dengan aktiviti lain. Macam kita banyakkan various texture ke, kita introduce various type of games ke.
Okay, okay. Understand. Okay, so we talk about brushing, we talk about joint compression. So look out for signs that your child starts to have
Yes.
either develop new behaviors. That's when you should actually check in with the OT to see if maybe this technique is not suitable for the child.
Yes.
So then occupational therapists can look for other ways to
Mm,
provide the same kind of input that we want them to have.
correct. So that's why we try to do a lot of input yang kita boleh, a lot of activity, because daripada aktiviti yang kita bagi tu, kita boleh dapatkan sensory input juga. Contoh paling simple, kita bagi kanak-kanak tu running lah. Paling simple, berlari.
Right.
It's okay if the child jatuh, because daripada jatuh tu dia boleh tahu dia punya, dia ada awareness of pain, dia ada awareness of joint yang mana dia gunakan, dia aware dengan body in space dia. So banyak sebenarnya input yang dia dapat daripada satu aktiviti tu.
Right, right. Kimberly, welcome. Thank you for saying hi to us. I know you just joined. Basically, Alia has shared all three techniques. So the brushing technique, the joint compression technique, and also deep touch pressure technique. What we are actually doing is basically summarizing for parents to be aware of when actually do these two or three techniques with the children. Be aware of certain things because you may actually see new behavior that comes out from the children. And this is where you really need to check in with the occupational therapist to make sure that the method that we recommend to the child is the correct method. So when we talk about brushing, maybe Kimberly later on you can rewatch the live session. If not, Alia has actually prepared some short instructional videos on all these techniques, which we will upload on our Facebook page progressively. So you can actually watch them later on. So for brushing, we basically talk about the limbs, so the hands, the legs, and also the back.
Of the body.
Yeah, and places that we avoid are face, neck, stomach,
Armpit,
stomach,
groin,
and
spine.
Yeah, so those are the areas we will avoid when we actually do brushing. For joint compression, it's basically all the joints, starting from shoulder, right, Alia?
Yes, starting from the shoulder, elbow, wrist, and the fingers.
Right.
For the lower part, we start from the hip, knee, ankle, and also for the toes.
Right, and we recommend doing all of this when the child is lying down.
Yes.
If they're not lying down, at least sitting down, not
Sitting
standing.
down, at least no standing lah.
Yeah,
Because standing, the child akan lari sana sini, so dia tak dapat sensory input tu. That's why we do in lying down or sitting. As long as we do the technique, budak tu must be awake. Dia tak boleh tidur. Kalau dia tidur, dia takkan dapat sensory input tu lah.
I see. Okay. And when we talk about deep touch pressure, same thing. If you don't want to do deep touch, the easiest convenient way is wrap them in a blanket.
Wrap them. Atau hug them then.
Yeah, hug them, give a tough bear hug.
Yes.
Or wrap them in a blanket. So other things to be aware of is the pressure.
Yes.
So we want to make sure, especially when you do the brushing or joint compression, that we don't want to leave marks on the child. That's when we know that we are using too much pressure.
Correct.
Yeah.
And
Kimberly
also
asked
see the redness ke atau ada bruises ke, scratch.
Yeah. Kimberly asked, will it really help sensory integration? How often I think it's how fast I think will it help improve. So earlier on, I think Alia shared, right?
Yeah.
We recommend 2 hours to do brushing and
Brushing and
joint
joint
compression. Must
compression.
do together. Cannot do just
2
brushing.
hours,
Ah.
every 2 hours in a day. So
Yeah.
dalam sehari tu kan kita ada 24 jam, 12 jam tu kita akan buat. Correct kan?
Yes, yes. I mean, as long as the
Jam.
child awake, like, can I put it like that?
Yes.
So every 2 hour gap, we should actually do. And also, Alia said it will take up to what, 5-10 minutes max to do the brushing and as well as the joint compression. So it should not take up too much of your time to actually do this sensory stimulation technique. Again, caution in the sense that this technique may not be suitable for all children.
Yes.
Yeah. So we do recommend, especially for children who have diagnosis, formal diagnosis, please check in with the occupational therapist. Don't say, oh, I learned this technique today. I go home and try to apply on my child.
Yes, kalau dia dah normal sensory input, so tak ada function untuk buat lah aktiviti.
Yeah, yeah. So we recommend do check in with your occupational therapist. Because usually your occupational therapist will kind of like assign homework for parents or daily activity for parents to do with their children, because all this sensory is like 24/7. It's not to say that 1 hour a day, 1 hour a week session will be able to satisfy all the sensory needs. So we do recommend all of this on a daily basis. So once you do this, and then you will observe for 2 weeks, and then we will also occupational therapists will also look at how your child is actually responding to all of this, whether there's new behavior or there's actually improvement in that sense, right? Yeah. And then from there, occupational therapists can also probably develop other techniques as well to support your child. So it all, let's say 2 weeks intensive, every 2 hours, pump. Yeah. to see biggest and fastest impact. Let's look at that, because ultimately we want to make sure that this technique is actually suitable for the child. So if it's not suitable, it's going to be difficult as well. Yeah.
Yes, correct.
Thank you. What else do you want to share with us, Alia? We still have like 2 more minutes, or unless Kimberly has more questions.
I think for now I don't have any much to share, because all of the information I already shared in the session. So maybe I can introduce a little bit for the next session what are we gonna to do, because the next one is one important component for a children yang, especially a children yang nak pergi ke sekolah.
Okay.
Because we need the input. Which is next session I will explain about visual perception. So visual perception ni akan ada banyak area yang perlu kita tengok, because bila a child have a good visual perception, they can attend class much better compared daripada kalau budak tu ada masalah dengan visual dari segi mungkin figure ground atau visual discrimination ke anything berkaitan dengan visual lah. Because
so when you talk about visual perception, is in like how we interpret what we see?
Yes, how we interpret what we see, how we can memorize the thing, how we can to discriminate what we see.
Okay.
So benda tu banyak berkait bila kita nak hantar anak ke sekolah ke, atau kita nak buat sesuatu aktiviti tu, kanak-kanak tu perlu ada good visual perception untuk perform the task.
Right. So I think one of the main reasons why some children are having challenges in school is because they couldn't discriminate. So visual skill wasn't developed fully yet.
Correct. Because selain daripada kita perlukan fine motor skill, perlukan sensory input, kita juga kena ada visual perception yang bagus untuk kita receive the input, untuk kita receive dan juga interpret the input.
Right. Okay. All right, Kimberly, any other question you would like to ask? Otherwise, thank you so much for all of you who actually joined us today. If you just joined us and you missed the bulk of the session, do re-watch our Facebook Live. Alia later on we will start sharing also the individual techniques videos. Do share right here in the comment if you have any question for Alia. Though you may be watching this after our live session, no worries. We will get Alia to actually respond to you.
Sure.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. I think today is the last workshop we will have for My Story for this whole year. So it's
It's
token
here.
for 2021 already.
Yes.
Yes. So I wish everyone a happy 2022.
22.
And have a good year ahead. And we look forward to seeing all of you. Thank you very much.
Okay, bye. Happy New
Bye-bye.
Year.